Good afternoon, everyone. We're here with a special mini episode of Inside the Industry. We're back joined by Terrell Taylor, who you may know from our last episode, is the founder and owner of the MJ Connect. In the past episode, we talked about what it means to build a community-centered brand, the future of Maryland's industry, and just a bunch of other topics that you can go catch up with in that episode on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, everywhere that we have on our socials. You'll find that episode. So in this episode, we're going to be focused on the CBD Infused Food Cookoff that's happening very soon. That you can still get your tickets for, and if I'm not mistaken, it should be happening. Excuse me. If I'm not mistaken, it should be happening on May 21st. So you still have some time to get your tickets, and I know it's going to be an event that you do not want to miss. And we're going to be delving a little bit more about the CBD infused cook-off and see what other information that we can get to continue to build that excitement for our patient community. So again, thank you, Terrell, for joining us. Really appreciated you coming on last time, and really looking forward to hearing more about the cook-off in this little mini episode.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me on. It's an honor.
Definitely, definitely. So we talked a little bit about in the last episode what inspired you to, create such a unique event as a CBD infused cook-off and how it fits into kind of the overall vision of the MJ Connect. So I wanted to kind of get more into details of the cook-off and see if you could walk us through maybe even the selection process for the chefs that are participating in the cook-off. Like, what makes a chef, in your opinion, a good candidate for creating CBD infused cuisine?
Anybody with the drive, to do so, and especially if you have experience infusing foods already. There's a lot of chefs that do their own infusions, for themselves as their patients. As a lot of people see significant benefits from, edibles and actually consuming it instead of smoking it. You get that longer body feeling and relaxation. So last year, we reached out to a bunch of different chefs, a lot of different recommendations, some people that I already knew. So this year we have a lot of the same returning chefs that we had last year. So this process this year was a little bit easier with most of them, returning and with attendees from last year and just word of mouth, people spreading, the knowledge about the event. I had a lot of different chefs reach out to me, as well. So, anybody that's enthusiastic in cooking and especially has their own brand or business and is looking to get more notoriety and notice, in the cannabis community, that, those are the people I like to help out to help succeed and get further, get some more eyes onto what they're doing.
Now, were there any chefs from prior events that really stood out to you in terms of the creativity they had with their cuisine? Any like past examples that you can give from past favorites?
Uh, a crowd favorite last year, um, company Derived Creations, they had s'mores that they were making. So they actually had a torch there present, and they were, scorching the marshmallows. So that presentation, was definitely great. And they had actually had hemp leaves on the plates that they were serving as well. So I thought that was definitely a great presentation, and people love seeing the little show. I mean, it's just torch on the marshmallow, but it's a little bit extra. Sometimes that can actually go like a long way. So that was definitely a attendee favorite. One of my personal favorites was these baked beans made by this company, Barbecue Soul Smoke. I'm a huge fan of baked beans, and she knows what she's doing with that. So that was one of my favorite dishes. That everybody had amazing stuff. I was really pleased, and sure everyone that attended was very pleased. People thinking outside the box, making things you might not normally see on a normal basis, or that normal people just make for themselves, like at their
Right,
own like homes.
right. And it seems like, CBD infused foods have been growing in popularity. I mean, you've mentioned some examples that, are things that I've enjoyed, but I would have never thought to infuse it just because it just never crossed my mind.
Hmm.
So do you think events like this can help change the stigma around cannabis and highlight the potential benefits for people?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's definitely a long list of medical benefits with using CBD and infusing it into foods that through the day you're gonna eat, or drink. So why not get the extra health benefits by infusing it with CBD? As well, it can be a little bit easier to take that way. Like you're not smoking or anything like that. It's just in your food. So slight benefit, just having it in your food and get a long lasting, effect all day. So, I think people catch on and think that's also a good consumption method, as well, in the future.
So let's get into, I guess, maybe a little bit about the categories for the event.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that some of the categories will be, overall best chef, main dish, side dish, appetizer, drink, candy, and dessert. And I think I
You
caught them
got
all.
them.
I got them.
Yep,
All
you
right.
got
I
you
tried to
got
see
them
if I
all.
make sure I memorize them so I wouldn't read too much. Because, like I said in the last episode, I'm gonna be there. So
Right.
I'm prepared. Um,
Yeah.
are there any of those categories that have been like your personal favorites from past events?
So my personal favorite, I like a good appetizer. Something quick and easy, but you can also get filled up on. Um, had some firecracker shrimp last year. That was a standout. That was one of my favorite, appetizer dishes that were made last year. Um, I'm an app guy. You got some wings, wings, shrimp, little meatballs. That's kind of my house right there.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Because with appetizers, you can get a bunch of everything and just have a plate that's stacked and not have to worry about it being your main entree. You can just get, like you said, meatballs on this side of the plate. You can have your shrimp on this side of the plate. You could do your, whatever. So it gives you the
Hmm.
best of everything.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. You know,
so
Definitely
how did you?
excited to see what everyone does.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm slowly getting in what everybody's making like right now. So, my mouth has been watering a little bit the last, couple days, seeing the different chefs are going to be making.
hmm So you get a nice preview of what everybody's going to be preparing well in advance.
Yeah, yeah. So I do that so I can, create some flyers,
Right.
let the people know what the menu is going to be, and then also for the attendee vote, I got to set
hmm
up the survey. So I got to, have all those items already, plug and play,
hmm
ready. So when Sunday comes, it's just a scan of a QR code, and you can vote for your favorite, right then and there.
Nice, nice. So how did you kind of come up with those categories in particular? Like, what made you kind of choose those? I mean, we kind of discussed where the appetizers came from, but what made
Mm-hmm.
you kind of select like main dish, side dish? Like, do you feel like it's just a matter of covering everything you would see on a typical menu, or was there any other kind of thought process you had in choosing those categories?
That was pretty much the main mission, just trying to cover all the different food categories as if you were to go out to a restaurant. They have their side dishes, your entrees, your appetizers. You're gonna have a drink, and they got desserts. So for people to get the full experience as if they were going out somewhere and getting like a full course meal, and then adding candy into it, as well. So it makes it a little bit different. You don't get candy at restaurants
Right.
too often.
So kind of going right from the categories into, what people can expect from like a judging standpoint. It's going to be a six-person judge panel.
Hmm.
So in terms of the judging process, how did you go about like choosing the judges for that panel with like specific criteria, like maybe their experience in infused cooking or just their experience in the community, or like what was your process in getting that panel together?
Almost all of the judges, half of them have food working experience and actually are like infusion chefs. So I thought that was, way to go. They have experience, kind of know what they're looking for. And then also a few people that have just worked in the restaurant, business as well. So they've been working there for years. So they've tasted a lot of different foods. So, and you're trying to get a diverse group of people, as well. Everyone has, different palates, and everyone's been raised eating different foods. Uh, and with such a eclectic amount of chefs that are actually preparing the foods, definitely wanted, all cultures to be represented and, you know, be included on the judging process. And then, we also have the attendee vote as well. So, all the attendees can, share their 2 cents in as well.
Now, from past events, have you ever seen a situation where, the attendees, it looked like they were voting in a specific category for one chef or, one presentation, but the judges were leaning towards something else? Like, was there any conflict that you've seen in the past? Like the judges really like this, but the attendees were really kind of looking at this more.
I said last year it was pretty balanced. I think there was definitely some ones that everybody enjoyed a little bit more. Um, so I'd say everyone was kind of on the same page last year, and it was great kind of hearing the debating process, with the judges last year. They definitely took it super, serious, and you know they were voting based off what they liked, and I don't think it had anything else to do, with it.
So I guess, with that, in terms of, with the attendees, what their expectations might be, you mentioned a little bit about their voting process utilizing like a QR code.
Hmm.
Um, what else isn't kind of involved in the attendees voting process?
We'll have all the different categories
Mm.
that they can vote for, just based off of what that person actually made. And we'll have the QR code set up around, over Hill's Mansion and, on tables so people can, vote at any time. Hopefully they vote after they've tried, everything. Um, but it's a, quick and easy way. Everyone's got their phones on them, anyway, just a scan of a QR code. Is a quick survey that's just broken down into the different categories and has the foods that were in each category. So it's just a click of a button and press of submit, and then I can actually go in the back end and get the graphs and bars of you know of who won.
Hmm. So, with this being just another, I can see it already being a successful event. Just going to go ahead and throw that out there, especially
Okay,
based
take that.
on, the past one. Um, how do you see this event kind of evolving or changing as we move into like adult use? Do you think because there might be, well, we talked about this in the last episode, there might be a wider selection of types of products when adult use happens, or and we talked about what some of the things we'd like to see, like a different variety in terms of edible products. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think that people will be kind of looking to also diversify what they prepare for a cook-off when they see what else is available in the marketplace? Or do you think maybe adult use won't have that much of an impact on an event like this?
I think people are going to cook, from their hearts when it comes down to, and they're going to cook what they think is a good dish. I think the variety of what's at the cook-off. I mean, I think we're a long way from seeing that even with adult use. Like you're not going to see rasta pasta, dishes being served out of the dispensaries. I mean, maybe one day, we'll get to that level where you can have more exquisite dishes for people to try. So, I mean, I think people are just gonna cook from what they know and what they think people like. The good thing with returning chefs, they kind of saw what everybody did last year, so it keeps everybody, on their toes and thinking outside the box and want to be creative into what they're making. Hopefully, people within the industry can see the different meals that the chefs are preparing and maybe get ideas of collaborating with them and bringing them into the industry, or getting recipes uh, from different chefs that are competing.
So, do you think, in terms of kind of seeing the future of the cook-off, do you see even more kind of specified categories that people can kind of compete in? Do you see like maybe like best seafood dish, or like you said, best pasta dish, or even getting into regional and more cultural specific dishes? Do you think that's a
Mm-hmm.
possibility for like future events?
Oh yeah, for sure. That's definitely possible as we grow and get more attention and more chefs want to be involved. That'd be a great thing to even pinpoint it down. To people's like specifics. Uh, that'd be a good thing for everybody.
Yeah, I was thinking like, best catfish, best, that was my
There you
immediate thought.
go.
Best crab, you know.
Right. Yeah, 'cause I would be all about chicken wings. I'm a chicken
Yeah,
wing guy.
yeah,
Like, who's got the best wings out here?
yeah. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that would like to claim that title already, even not even
Hmm.
getting the infused part of it. But I can see a lot of people wanting to come to the table with their own specific spice blends and sauce blends and
Hmm.
everything like that. So one of the things that I hope that this event continues to spark is people's creativity and, like you said, people's interest in it, so we can continue to grow it and see some of those specific categories and get even more involvement because there might be people out there, that are watching this or preparing to go to the cook off on May 21st that they think because they don't do a specific type of dish maybe they don't want to enter. Maybe they're not good at the dessert. Maybe they're not good at drinks or, a specific side dish, but they can fry some fish. Like maybe there are some
You're
things
right.
that they want to specifically compete in that these categories as they expand could help them do. So I'm
Right.
looking forward to that too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there anything else that you'd like to share just about the cook off in general as we get closer to the date? I feel like we're like less than a week away, about 6 days away.
Yep. About six
Anything else you'd
days.
like to share?
Yeah, definitely. Want to invite everybody out. It's at Sunday, the 21st, from 6:30 to 10:30 p.m. at the Overhills Mansion in Canesville. That's right by UMBC's
Mhm.
university. We have, the tickets are still available. You can get those through my website, www.themjconnect.com. There's a link for it. And also for anybody that follows me on Instagram or Facebook, Instagram is at the underscore MJ Connect. Uh, Through our bio right there, there's also a link that can take people to get tickets there as well. So it's going to be a good time, a good turnout. We've got a bunch of different chefs, competing, and hope to see everybody out there. Come relax, have a good time, and it's also a great networking opportunity, as
Mhm.
well. We have a lot of different great sponsors that'll have vendor tables set up, and special thanks to them, as well, for making this event happen. So there's going to be lots of things going on. We got free chair massages, as well. So you can come, maybe get a kink, knocked out real quick and get some CBD on the top end of it and, be able to relax, have a good time with great people.
So, I mean, I think everybody has heard there's a lot of benefits to attending this event. Not only do you get amazing food, there's games, raffles. Masseuse is going to be on site. So, bring your appetites and bring your excitement, bring your interest, because that's a large chunk of time to indulge in a lot of amazing food. So, don't
Mm-hmm.
have an early dinner at like 4 or 5 o'clock and then come to this event. Like you got to really, make space, make some room so you can vote
Yeah,
accordingly because you can't vote on a full stomach. You gotta have an empty stomach when you come to an event like this.
right. And, get there early so it gives a little time. You can kind of, take breaks, try a few things out, first, and then, hang out a little bit and come back and, try some more.
Definitely. Well, Terrell, again, I really appreciate you taking the time today and sharing the things that the MJ Connect is doing. I mean, these are types of events that get the community engaged, get them excited, get them exercising their creativity, get them seeing the additional benefits of cannabis as a medicinal, solution to some of the things they may deal with, but also utilizing it in a creative way. So, thank you for everything that you're doing for the community through MJ Connect. It's really, really dope. As I've mentioned multiple times in the last episode, I will be in attendance
All
because
right,
I do
can't
not
wait to
shy
see
away from amazing food.
it. There you go. I appreciate that.
So I hope to see everybody there. And again, thank you, Terrell, for your time today. I really appreciate it.
Cool. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
See you in a few days.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna be there. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, man. Yeah, you have a great one.
You too. Take care.